and welcome to This Week in the Studio. I'm Amy Nicole and I'm coming to you this week from gray and muggy South Texas. I have been having so much fun in the studio this week and I am so excited to tell you all about it. Most recently, you may have seen on my Instagram stories that I've been playing around with this little beauty. I have this really awesome chambray from Stylemaker Fabrics that I got a year or two ago when I won a gift card from them on an Instagram challenge. And my initial thing was to make the spring shorts from Peppermint Patterns. And I cut those out. So I was doing all my cutting, and then I remember last time I had a video I was telling you guys that I wasn't sure about making the shorts because I had 2 yards of it. And I knew that that was going to be way more than I needed, and I wasn't really sure what to do with the rest of it. And I was like, should I make a dress? But I didn't really want a chambray dress. So then I was like, well, why don't I make a matching top? And I was kind of thinking about top patterns. I was initially going to make a Krissa Crop, and then I was looking through my top board on Pinterest, which I'll be sure to link below. And I cannot say this word, guys, epicea blouse, I don't know how to say that. I'm going to say epicea blouse from Orange's Pattern Company. Caught my eye. It has this really cute tie detail, and I thought it would be fun to do a cropped version. So it's tying at the waist, and this ties into the Sewing Twists and Ties challenge on Instagram, which I think goes through February. I probably won't get this done in time to photograph for the Sewing Twists and Ties challenge, but it caught my eye as something that could be cute with the peppermint shorts, because with the paper bag waist you don't really want to conflict with that. So I figured with the tie it's kind of cinched in and the waist can go over it. So I cut my shorts out, and then I had to do some editing to the pattern, which I'll show you guys whenever I do the actual post for this blouse, to make it into a crop. And then I fit it all on the fabric, and I was thinking to myself that it would be fun to try to see if I could use every bit of offcut of the fabric whenever I cut the shorts and the top out, so that no bit of fabric goes to waste, so it's a zero waste garment. So that's where this craziness is coming from. I was able to use some of the fabric on the shorts. I'm adding a back patch pocket, which will be fun. I also did some other fun slow sewing things with the shorts, just kind of like mindfully thinking about fun details that I could add to that, and I'll show you guys that once the shorts are done. I did, funnily enough, miss a piece. So I went through painstakingly trying to use up all of these pieces, and I forgot to cut 2 of the front waistband for this top. So I do have some of these squared pieces which were going to go into my scrap quilting project. But I will have to piece some of these together to be able to get my back waistband for the top. So I'm going to do that here in a second. But with all of the funny little weird pieces that aren't really usable, I thought it would be fun to do some kind of applique project. And this is what I've got so far. I had a vision of it coming from the shoulders, almost like a feathered epaulette or something. And so I just layered all the pieces. I even kept some of the selvages. And right now they're just stay stitched onto the shoulder seam. I don't think I'm going to keep them all loose like this, because that's just a little I might for fun, like just for the photo shoot, but for real life, I don't know, it's a little too costumey maybe. So my original plan was to stitch them all down and have it be like this cool texture at the shoulder. And then on the back, I mimicked it on just one of the shoulders. So this is all, and the back kind of crisscrosses like this. So this is all gonna come, be stitched down. This one actually goes under here somewhere. Anyways, that's all gonna be stitched down after the pictures maybe. And it has this fun crisscross thing going on in the back. This sews into the waistband area, and I had so much fun doing this, you guys. One of my goals with slow sewing was to kind of get back to the enjoyment of just being loose and creative and going with the flow, and not planning out all of my year-long projects ahead of time has helped a lot with that, because as soon as I finish something, I'm like, what do I want to work on next? I don't know, which I've never done ever. So, and this was also kind of really leaned towards encouraging that kind of creativity and getting me to like just play around and see what I can do and not really be thinking so much about what's the next pattern that I'm going to make or getting it finished. If you have an opportunity to play around and do something fun like this, I highly recommend it. And I also had a bunch of strips of fabric, and I'm gonna make these fun earrings. I can't wait. I gotta get the actual like, earring part of them, but y'all, I mean, how fun and crazy are these? I am really excited about this. And all together with the shorts, it's gonna be so awesome. So after all of that, I have to admit that it's not a completely zero waste garment. So I had a little bit left, and this, I don't know if you can see, this is what was left of my project. So a top, a shorts, some earrings, and this is all of the waste that is coming from this, and that's so awesome. Like, this is not, I mean, obviously I'm not going to do this with every single garment I make because that's not necessarily practical, but I had a lot of fun challenging myself, and I can't wait to finish it and see how it looks on, and it's so much fun and wacky. So that has been a big project going on around here. I have been working on some other things. A lot of this was from the week before, but I did the studio tour, so I didn't get to tell you guys about it. So I finished this is going to be really wrinkly because it's been folded. I finished a patty pocket skirt for my cousin Chelsea, who does all of my graphic design work. And this is a really fun, a very light stripe. I think also from StyleMaker Fabrics sometime last year. And she wanted to do a fun bias on the panels. So I don't know how well you can see because it's very subtle. I did have to add a back seam, which was a little unfortunate, but I think with the sort of busyness of the stripe, you can't tell all that much. And I also did the diagonal on the side panels as well. So I'm going to give this to her hopefully this coming weekend. I hope she loves it. And yeah, and the new patty pocket skirt. I hadn't made one of these in a while, so I had to refer to my own instructions, which was pretty funny, but you know, it happens. I have some friends with babies. I think I told you guys I was doing a bunch of baby sewing. So these are some self-drafted little boys tops that I finished to go off to one of my friends who's expecting. And then I have some fun little, I'll show y'all when they're done, but they're not done. Some fun little knit harem pants for another friend who recently had a baby. I love being able to give handmade gifts to my friends who have had kids. It's very fun and they're so quick to just whip out. You don't really have to like set aside a whole bunch of time, and of course you already have the fabric because it takes so little fabric. Both of these were in my stash. This was actually a fabric that I was going to get rid of in my de-stash shop. It has all these fun little vintage cars on it, and I have about a yard or two of it. So if you're interested and want to snatch it before I put the rest of this in my shop, let me know in the comments below, and I'll shoot you an email with more details on how many yards it is and how much it would be, which not very much, obviously. Also this week I cut out all of my a big batch of undies and bras and sports bras for undie sewing month that I'm doing in my sewing club that I have here with another girl. We do it every Tuesday, and we decided February was undie sewing month, so I got out all of my knit scraps and all of the undie patterns that I have and just started cutting. I also copied a sports bra a ready-to-wear sports bra that I have that I really like, that's like so stretched out it's embarrassing, and so that I copied. I'm cutting 2 of those, a few Watsons, the Euler bralette, which I am still waiting on some elastic for that, what's it called? Why did I just pull these all out? The Euler bralette, which is by Sophie Hines. I cut out a couple of those, two in the short view and one in the long line view, and then a couple Watsons, like maybe 1 Watson bra and several Watson briefs, and I did a little string modification on those. This is my sports bra pattern, and I also have a self-drafted thong pattern in here. And then the Noelle by Madeline, which is a free pattern, I believe, and it's got this really cute like halter sort of line shape, and then these fun sort of high-waisted undies, which I didn't think I was going to make, but I had enough of the fabric that I was making the bra in, and I was like, why not? This could be cute. I will probably never wear them together, but I don't know, it seemed fun, so I decided to make the undies as well. So all of these are cut out. We're going to start sewing tomorrow, and I think what I'm going to do, so I don't have to bring a bunch of different threads, is like do everything, all of my lighter colored fabric, so I can just stick with white in my serger tomorrow, and then next week I'll do all my darker color fabrics. So that is everything that I've been working on. This upcoming week is one of those weeks where I have a lot of stuff to do and not a lot of time to do it, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm going to get to work on my little fun zero waste set this week. I have a pattern that just went into testing that I'm so excited about. So wish me luck, that all goes well with that. I would like to try and do a fun little Valentine's Day themed handmade photo shoot for Instagram. I don't know if I'm going to have time. Again, we will see. That is pretty much it. A lot of stuff going on. Oh, my weekly crush for this week is a new sustainable fabric company. I love, love, love seeing more and more of these pop up. This one is Matchpoint Fabric. You can find them at matchpointfabric.com, and they source high quality designer dead stock fabrics. Dead stock is essentially the stuff that a designer is done with after the collection, that whatever they have left that they didn't use, and they probably won't use for another collection, so they sell them off to various jobbers or secondhand fabric kind of places, just to keep them from going into the landfill. So matchpointfabric.com has some great high quality designer dead stock, and also a few sustainable fabrics that she's able to reorder, things like organic, tencel, all kinds of amazing stuff like that. So that is another great The Year of Slow Sewing fabric source for you. If you are not refraining from buying anything new, I highly recommend looking for those secondhand and dead stock sources for fabric. And this is another great one that you don't want to miss out on. So thank you so much for joining me this week in the studio. I hope you have a great week. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure you're following me on Instagram so you can see everything that's going on during the week, and I will see y'all next week. Happy sewing! Bye!